The Olmsted County Board of Commissioners is considering a new amendment to its general land use plan next week. This change would allow neighboring townships and property owners to have more of a say in how the land they share with cities can be developed. But as the city of Rochester is asking the county to delay the vote to give them more time to give feedback on the proposal, KIMT News 3's Evan Berg is here to break it down for us. Evan?
Nick, part of why the city is worried about this upcoming amendment is because the land we're talking about is part of an urban service area, which the county says, in Rochester's case, includes any land within a 2-mile radius of city limits. It's land where the city could potentially expand municipal services into for the next 25 to 50 years. And since the proposal might affect city services, some city leaders want to give the county more time to look it all over.
I would just ask that we take some time to make sure we make the right decision so that everybody can feel good about it and we can set ourselves up for collaboration moving forward.
County Commissioner Mark Thine says the county board wants to amend its 2022 general land use plan to give townships and unincorporated properties more of a voice.
The city of Rochester, who is a party in this decision, is the ultimate decider, and that property owner does not reside in the city of Rochester, does not pay taxes in the city of Rochester, does not vote in the city of Rochester.
The way they'd want to do that is by shifting the final say over to the county board, with over 60 days to comment for both the city and township in case of a dispute.
That is fair. We want to balance both the city's desire to grow down the road, decades down the road, the ability to grow with that property owner's property rights.
Thine says the vote for this amendment is coming up next week, and while he understands the city's concerns, he doesn't entirely agree with how they've been expressed by certain officials. The
city of Rochester inserted a clause in their new fire contract that said if you sign this contract, you give us the right to control planning in your township. Didn't bring it up to the township, just put it in there, so if they sign it, they're trying to take away the county's ability to do what we're considering doing.
Thine says 4 neighboring townships, including Marion, Haverhill, and Cascade, could risk losing RFD's service if they don't sign the contract and the amendment is passed. The city claims this wasn't meant to be a negotiating tactic, but there is also worry about the cost to Rochester taxpayers.
And so if they're making land use decisions that increase the cost of providing that service, that's a concern. And so I hope that we don't have to go to this point of, well, because of this policy change, the city can no longer provide fire protection, but those are the types of conversations that this type of policy change encourages. And so
the county says the total current cost of the services is only around $800,000 a year. Townships like Marion and Haverhill say they feel like they've been dragged into a political squabble between the two governing bodies.
Those two issues should not be connected. Fire protection for the townships, it's a contract between the townships and Rochester Fire Department, has nothing to do with planning. They're trying to connect those two things so that they can hold that punishment of the township out over the county board to force our hands.
The city of Rochester says despite accusations of the new fire contracts being a political move, the current copies townships have been reviewing are not a finished draft. Affected townships will have until this March to look into a new contract with RFD or seek replacement services from neighboring communities.
All right, thank you, Evan. The Olmsted County Board of Commissioners says it will be holding a public hearing about the land use plan on December 17th at 5 during its regular meeting at the Government Center in Rochester.